Good morning, guys. This is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA at 10:12 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is 59 degrees on February the 20th, 2017, and regular unleaded gas at Walmart in Marble Falls, Texas is $1.94 a gallon. And I'm just leaving Wally World, Walmart, and heading back to my casa after returning some hooks that I was going to use in my car that just didn't work out. But I did find out that they've got some lightweight jogging pants on sale right now at clearance for $4 a pair, and it reminded me that whenever you're camping in the spring, particularly, transitioning from the winter to the spring and then summer, that period of time there can be some pretty significant temperature fluctuations from morning to midday to evening. And I'm going to be going camping, I think, about the middle of March, which will be about 3-4 weeks from right now. And I always like to travel light. I don't like to take a lot of stuff, particularly a lot of clothes that I never put on, because I may wear the same thing for 2 weeks, But the only things that get dirty are underwear, and I wear t-shirts, undershirts, t-shirts, and those two I change, every few days. But as far as the outer garments, they don't get dirty, so you don't have to worry about that. But what I was going to suggest is that whenever you're camping in the spring, particularly, and the fall, since you get these severe or large temperature variations during the day, that I take 2 pair of jogging pants. And also I've got a pair of long johns that sometimes I'll wear when I'm sleeping if it's cool enough, and also take some long sleeve cotton t-shirts. And the reason I do that is because when I get up in the morning, I can put on 1 pair of jogging pants over the long johns, and that's a pretty comfortable setup for temperatures in the mid 40s in that range. Now, if it gets below that into the upper 30s, then what I can do is layer on another pair of jogging pants, and I try to find light colors, like the light grays, because the lighter colors don't attract insects quite as much as the darker colors, even though the insects are coming to the CO2 that your body emits primarily. They also are, or can be, attracted by colors, and they found that lighter colored clothes are the least attractive to most insects. So, whenever you go camping, another thing, and just a quick point about traveling light, is if you can prepare your layered clothing for the lowest temperature you're going to face or estimate, then you got it made, because you can layer on for that cold temperature, and then as the day progresses, say midday and afternoon when it warms up, you can just start layering it off. You know what I mean? Take off a sweatshirt or a long sleeve shirt or whatever you've got on. And I also take a windbreaker, but it also doubles as just an outer shirt. It's called a fishing shirt. I got it from Bell's in Miami years ago, and they call them fishing shirts, but I think they're like 100% nylon or something. They're virtually waterproof, and they are very good windbreakers, and they look nice, and they've got a lot of pockets, so they come in handy. But if you take that along with 2 pair of jogging pants and some long johns for your bottoms, and then for your tops you can take a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, and a another shirt or whatever to layer it on, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine, and that's enough. Believe me, that'll last you for a month. Without having to wash it, because the things you're going to have to wash are your underwear, socks, and for me, t-shirts. And that is not a problem. And that way I don't have to take many clothes. And another thing I'm going to add on this trip that I didn't have on any other camping trip, which will be new, totally new, I'm going to add a clothes rod across the thing in the back area of the Prius. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to hang clothes on it like on hangers. I'm just going to throw them over the clothes rod whenever I get ready to go to bed. Because now what I do is when I get ready to go to bed camping in my Toyota Prius, the clothes that are on the bed, I just stack on top of the ice chest in the back of the Prius, which is okay and it works okay, but it's just in the mornings when you get up, sometimes the thing that you want to put on is on the bottom of that pile or in the middle, and you got to go through a few garments to find what you're looking for. And if I hang them across that clothes rod, then I'll be able to get up and see exactly what I need. Now, normally, if I know pretty much what the temperature is going to be in the morning, and it's going to be cooler, then I have those things ready to go. And so that I get up in the morning and slip those on and do my ablutions in the back seat, brush my teeth, spritz my hair, comb my hair, do all that stuff, do the spritz on my face, wash my face and so forth. And then I'm pretty much ready to go on to the next part of my daily ablutions, which is poo-pooing. But I've got a little poo-poo bucket that I put a trash can liner, and that works fine for me. But the purpose of this video is just to point out, how to minimize your clothing, because you can wear the same garments for a long time when you're camping. I mean, I know you think you can't, but you can. And if you need to wash, there's laundromats all along the way, or I don't like to go to laundromats, and I have a little bucket that I'll put some water in. I don't use soap, I just use water, but I try to heat up the water warm enough to, to get some of the bacteria out of the clothes and so forth. But I wash them in that bucket and just hang them up somewhere. I take a some nylon string and make me a clothesline. I always take some clothespins, and that works great for me. But so living on the road is not as difficult as you might think as far as clothing goes. I also take a couple of pair of walking shorts. I don't use those much other than for driving or traveling. Now sometimes if I'm at a campsite and there are very few or no noticeable insects, I might go around with the shorts on while I'm there if it's warm enough. But I promise you, it's better to wear long pants and long sleeve shirts when you're camping or at your campsite, because even though you may not be able to see the insects, particularly the no-see-ums in the western part of the USA anyway, those little boogers are out there. And also put some insect spray, or vinegar will work too. Vinegar on your walking shoes around the edges, because that'll keep ticks and chiggers from crawling up on your shoes and eventually onto your body, because chiggers can be damn irritating and they're everywhere, and so are little ticks, and the ticks can actually make you physically ill, some of them, but I've never been bothered with them at all. But if you put a little vinegar on around your shoes and do it once every 2 days or so, whenever you think about it, just take a spritzer and spray your shoes with vinegar. 5% vinegar is fine. It's a deterrent to insects, and also on the bottoms of your pants and on your sleeves of your long sleeve shirt. And the vinegar is not going to hurt anything other than it's just a deterrent to insects. And all those little things may not sound like much, but it makes the trip so much better. I've been doing Prius or car camping for the last 4 years. Actually, I'm starting my 5th year this year. And I've gotten really good at it. And again, my thing about any event is you can always tweak it and make it a little better. Calculatus, eliminatus. Find out the things that irritate you and work on those items. You know what I mean? For a couple of years, or actually 3 years, it was I didn't really like going to those toilets at national parks and sometimes at BLM, those what I call outdoor toilets. They've got another name for them, but I don't care what it is. I know. And, they don't have much odor. Most of them are pretty much odorless. But there's all kind of insects in there all the time. Anyway, it's just something that I don't choose to do. So I've got my little bucket now, and it works fine. And as far as peeing in the vehicle at night, if I have to when I'm in bed, because I do drink a lot of fluids during the day, water primarily, and I just roll out, and I've got a little 64-ounce jug that I pee in. It's got a large opening on the top, a screw-on lid thing, and it works fine. And as far as comfort in the bed at night, same way, layer the stuff out so that you can pull up a sheet and then a blanket and then a comforter if it gets that cool, and that works really good. And then during the day, you can, after a few days, after say a week on the road, you can take those sheets out, and I call it air wash. You can just hang them up in the sunlight, and that pretty much sanitizes them as good as can be done. And then if you choose to wash them, you can. If it's a nice day and it's dry enough, you can wash them. Sheets don't take but 30, 45 minutes, and they're dry in the climates that I go, because I usually go in the western USA and the humidity is extremely low. But again, the purpose of this video is to just enlighten you as to some of the things you might do to keep your camping trips simple. And this would apply to whether you go tent camping, car camping, RVing, or whatever. Now, if you're living in the RV or the car, that's a totally different operation. You're going to have more stuff, probably. However, I don't think you need much stuff. Okay? Again, clothing is not an issue. I know for the first year that I went camping in my Prius, I took way too much stuff. And over the years, I've just gradually eliminated those things that I didn't use or need while I was camping. And it was always clothes. I always took too many clothes, always. But I take four t-shirts, 4 pair of underwear, 4 pair of socks, and that, because those are the things that are going to get dirty the quickest, or have odor the quickest. And then those, as they get dirty, I just put them in a plastic bag, and then once every 2 or 3 weeks, whenever I get the urge, or whenever I'm running out of underwear and stuff, I'll just stop somewhere for a day or two and wash them and hang them up. And the sunlight is a wonderful sanitizer. If you've got direct sunlight above 80 degrees and low humidity, you've sanitized your clothes when you hang them in the direct sunlight. But having said that, got a lot of comments related to the retirement videos I did, and also about the when to draw Social Security. A lot of good comments, and there's one viewer, subscriber, I think, that posts links to some of the things I talk about in videos, and I do appreciate that, because for some reason, and I've tried it on my Chromebook, doing links, and that copy and paste doesn't do anything on the Chromebook. And I'm sure there's a way, but I watched some YouTube videos, and some of them are just so, I don't want to go through all those moves or try to remember them. And so, anyway, this individual has been posting some links, which are, you know, if you see them on a video, they're going to be applicable to the video you just watched, and you can click on them and they'll be helpful. But anyway, we've got a pretty good group of viewers, I have to say that, because a lot of the comments are very helpful to other viewers that have watched that same video, and it just seems like right now, so far, we've got a good group. I mean, there's always a few fruitcakes that jump in with some weird crap, but it doesn't take me long to weed the garden, so to speak. And but having said all that, guys, for you new people, this is Park Road 4 in Central Texas, USA. I'm just passing Longhorn Cavern State Park, and this Park Road 4 goes by Inks Lake State Park, also in Central Texas, USA. And it's a pretty area in the Highland Lakes area, or hill country of Central Texas, USA. And right now the temperature is 57, a little overcast. The sun's supposed to break through in the afternoon. The temperature is supposed to get up around 74, and it'll be like that for the next several days. And then it'll start. In Texas, it really doesn't start warming up till the 1st of June, and then it gets into the 90s, low 90s, and then of course by July and August and through the middle of September, we'll get some days in the hundreds. So in some summers it's more than others. Some summers, depending on the rainfall, if we get some rain in the summers, they're pretty mild and enjoyable. But we've had some dry summers the past few years, and it's been pretty damn hot. And I don't mind leaving and going north. So anyway, having said all that, this is me in Central Texas. And for you people that full-time RV and or go camping in a car, check out my playlist on my homepage, channel homepage at Rusty78609. Got a lot of tips there. Even though the car camping is primarily for people camping in a Prius, but a lot of those tips will work for any type of car camping, and the RVing tips will work for just about any type of RV. So check them out. Might save you some problems down the road, and might save you some money too. And that reminds me, all you guys at Fan Fun, don't think I don't notice it. I do, and I appreciate it. But anyway, having said that, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy USA made when you can. Take deep breaths, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, because that does help relieve stress. Drink plenty of water because it's good for you. Drink about 3 quarts a day. You will pee more, so what? That's why you're drinking the water. And that's what's flushing all that bad stuff out that your body doesn't want. So anyway, again, from Central Texas, you guys, and to the other 188 countries out there that are watching my videos, thank you much. Enjoy your day too. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.